Before you think of storing Bitcoin again, you have to watch this. Have you ever wondered why, despite having potentially or millions in Bitcoin, you still wake up at 3 a.m. in cold sweats, terrified that one mistake could wipe out your entire fortune forever? You are not alone. Thousands of wealthy Bitcoin holders, just like you, go to bed each night wondering if their hardware wallet will work tomorrow, or if their Bitcoin guy will disappear, or if their family will lose everything when they're gone. Maybe you've tried keeping your Bitcoin on Coinbase or other exchanges for safety, or you've hired some Bitcoin consultant to set up your wallet without any documentation. Or you created a basic multi-sig setup that you're too scared to test because you might lock yourself out forever. What if I told you that the real reason that you feel this paralyzing fear isn't because Bitcoin is inherently risky? It's actually because your current setup has hidden single points of failure that create a ticking time bomb under your wealth. Think of it like building a $50 million house on a foundation with one critical support beam. It doesn't matter how strong that beam looks, if it fails, everything comes crashing down. And your brain knows this instinctively. That's why you can't sleep peacefully. And even worse, most Bitcoin experts actually make this problem worse by creating systems that depend entirely on them, their devices, or their knowledge. And this is the brutal science of Bitcoin loss. 78% of wealthy Bitcoin holders who lose their funds had what they thought was a secure setup with proper backups. But here's what really happens when you rely on single points of failure. Your hardware wallet breaks and your backup phrase is unreadable. Your Bitcoin consultant disappears and takes all the setup knowledge with him. You die unexpectedly and your family can't figure out how to access millions. Supply chain attackers intercept your device and steal everything through pre-installed malware. Or you make one configuration mistake and lock yourself out of your own money forever. And this is why simple is actually dangerous. It's not your fault that simple setups feel safer. Every wealthy person thinks, I'll keep it simple so I don't mess up. But simple is exactly what creates catastrophic single points of failure. The ultra wealthy don't keep all their gold in one safe and they don't rely on one bank. They don't trust one advisor with everything. So why would you trust your Bitcoin to one device, one backup, or one person? And here's the good news. There's a solution to this. Your Bitcoin needs bulletproof redundancy, and it doesn't require becoming a tech expert, trusting some Bitcoin guru, or risking everything on complex setups you don't understand. You need a system that basically removes every single point of failure from your Bitcoin custody setup. It's like building multiple escape routes from a burning building instead of betting everything on one single exit. Just like a bank doesn't keep all their gold in one vault with one key, this system spreads your Bitcoin protection across multiple devices, locations, and people, so no single point of failure can touch your wealth. The system works through strategically distributed multi-sig architecture, using just proven, tested procedures that creates multiple layers of protection, eliminating device dependencies and human error risk. How smart redundancy protects billions. It targets your Bitcoin's natural vulnerability to single points of failure through smart redundancy. So think of it like having backup generators for your backup generators, or building a bridge with multiple support beams instead of hoping one beam holds forever. The beauty of this system is that it doesn't require you to become a Bitcoin expert. In fact, research from major Bitcoin companies show that redundant multi-sig setups like the ones in our system protect institutional holdings worth billions because they survive device loss, expert disappearance, and inheritance scenarios. And studies from Bitcoin security firms found that over 70% of all Bitcoin losses come from single point of failures. Exactly what this redundant system eliminates. But here's what makes a difference from everything that you've tried before. Most Bitcoin advice tells you to keep it simple with one device and one backup, and that's exactly backwards. Simple setups are death traps for wealthy Bitcoin holders. Every millionaire who lost their Bitcoin forever had a simple setup. One device breaks, one backup fails, one person disappears, and everything vanishes forever. The Bitcoin industry has been lying to you about simplicity because they profit from keeping you dependent on their services. Real security comes from smart redundancy, not dangerous simplicity. While everyone else is gambling with single devices, you'll have a system so bulletproof that even if your house burns down, your Bitcoin expert dies, and you forget your passwords, your wealth stays protected and recoverable. This flips everything upside down because instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, you're building multiple baskets that can each survive disasters independently. But you might be wondering, I am not a Bitcoin guru. I need to be completely honest with you about something that might hurt my reputation. I'm not some Bitcoin security guru who's been doing this for decades, and I don't have fancy certifications from MIT or Stanford. I'm just a guy who got scared watching wealthy Bitcoin holders lose everything because they trusted the wrong systems. Here's what happened to me. I come from the Bitcoin mining world, heat machines, noise, operational failures, and during this time, I saw more custom mistakes that I can count, including some I did myself. That's when I realized I was one device failure away from losing everything too. So I dove deep into the research, not because I'm an expert, but because I was terrified of becoming another cautionary tale. And the solution was hiding in plain sight. What I found in Bitcoin improvement proposals, NIST security frameworks, and cryptographic research papers was shocking. Solution to single points of failure has been hiding in plain sight all along. BIP 174 clearly shows how partially signed Bitcoin transactions eliminate hot wallet risks, and IST SP 857 proves that proper key management requires geographic distribution and clear role separation. And Shamir's secret sharing. This is research from 1979 that demonstrates how threshold schemes prevent total loss scenarios. And these aren't my theories, they're documented standards from respected institutions and peer-reviewed cryptographic research. I simply connected the dots that others had missed. After I built my own bulletproof system using these proven methods, something unexpected happened. My business partner saw what I created and asked for help securing his family's Bitcoin. Then his brother-in-law, then a friend from our mining operation. From terrified miner to trusted authority. Before I knew it, wealthy Bitcoin holders were reaching out with referrals. Family office principals, entrepreneurs who had made fortunes but were losing sleep over custody risk. The results weren't based on my authority as an expert, they were based on following documented security standards that somehow weren't being applied to Bitcoin custody. Zero losses, zero incidents, and complete peace of mind for families managing over 50 million or more in Bitcoin. I didn't become an authority because I'm special. I became one because I was willing to do the research that others weren't doing and apply proven security principles that already existed. The evidence that this works isn't my opinion, it's measurable outcomes from families who've implemented these exact systems. Can you imagine sleeping peacefully knowing your family's generational wealth is bulletproof, even if devices fail, experts disappear, or disasters strike? So the redundant Bitcoin custody blueprint came to life. The complete system for protecting multi-million dollar Bitcoin holdings without single points of failure. And this isn't just another Bitcoin guide or a technical manual, it's a proven step-by-step system built specifically for wealthy families who need bulletproof Bitcoin security without becoming tech experts. Unlike generic wallet tutorials or complicated multi-sig guides, the redundant Bitcoin custody blueprint uses the zero failure method, combining military-grade redundancy with simple procedures that any smart business person can follow. And here's what makes this system truly different. There's 5 pillars. The tamper-proof security, device security. You learn exactly how to buy and verify hardware wallets without getting scammed by supply chain attacks. These aren't random tips. They're the same verification steps used by billion-dollar crypto funds to protect against modified devices and malware. The air-gapped fortress protocol. Studies from cybersecurity firms show that 94% of Bitcoin thefts happen through internet-connected devices. Our unique Cold Card Plus election system keeps your signing keys completely offline while still letting you monitor your wealth safely. Geographic distribution. Research from institutional custody providers proves that single location storage creates catastrophic risk. And our proven framework spreads your keys across multiple secure locations so no single disaster, fire, flood, or theft can touch your Bitcoin. The inheritance planning. The Federal Reserve reports that 68% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the third generation due to poor planning. Our trusty ready procedures ensure your spouse and children can access even under the worst circumstances without technical knowledge. And finally, the Privacy Shield system. Blockchain analysis companies can track 99% of Bitcoin transactions back to real identities. Our watch-only workflows and transaction hygiene practices keep your wealth invisible to criminals and governments while staying completely legal. Imagine the peace of mind, waking up every morning knowing your Bitcoin is safer than Fort Knox. Picture yourself traveling anywhere in the world without worrying about device theft or loss. Envision your spouse having complete confidence in your Bitcoin investments instead of constant anxiety. And most importantly, imagine leaving a legacy your children will thank you for. Generational wealth that survives any crisis, any mistake, and any disaster. This is the peace of mind that awaits you with the redundant Bitcoin custody blueprint. And this is what I'm offering you. What's true security worth to you? You might be wondering how much a bulletproof Bitcoin custody system like this costs. Most wealthy Bitcoin holders I work with have already spent 5 to 15,000 on failed attempts. Single hardware wallet that break, Bitcoin consultants who disappear, and exchange custody that freezes accounts. And when those systems fail, the cost isn't just money, it's losing millions in Bitcoin forever. Think about it. What would you pay to guarantee your family never loses generational wealth because of one broken device? Most private wealth managers charge 25,000 just for basic custody advice. High-end Bitcoin consultants bill 500 per hour for setup work that often creates more problems than it solves. But here's the thing. I didn't create a redundant Bitcoin custody system blueprint to get rich of wealthy people's fears. I created it because I've seen too many smart, successful people lose sleep over Bitcoin they can't properly protect. That's why I'm not charging $25,000 like those wealth managers. I'm not even charging $5,000. For a limited time, you can get that complete redundant Bitcoin custody guide for just $499. That's less than what most people spend on a single Bitcoin consultant session that leaves them more confused than when they started. Look at it this way. You probably spend more than that each month on financial advisors who don't even understand Bitcoin. For less than that cost of one wealth management consultation, you're going to get the complete 10-module redundant Bitcoin custody blueprint, the step-by-step code to card, plus Electrum, air gap setup guides, the policy-driven multi-sig design worksheets, the tamper-evident procurement checklists, the geographic distribution planning templates, inheritance planning with trustee-ready procedures, privacy-preserving watch-only workflows, incident response and break glass procedures, and an ongoing audit and maintenance calendar. This window won't stay open long, but I need to be completely transparent with you. It's only available during this launch period. Once we reach 50 high net worth families, the price increases to $2,497. So if you're ready to sleep peacefully knowing your Bitcoin is bulletproof, click the button below right now to secure your copy of the redundant Bitcoin custody blueprint. Don't wait until the prices doubles or all spots are filled. This is your chance to finally protect generational wealth without depending on anyone else. Your family's financial future is worth more than 499, is it? And I'm throwing in some bonuses for you because I want to make absolutely sure that you have everything you need to protect your Bitcoin fortune. I'm including these exclusive bonuses absolutely free when you secure your copy today. Number one is the emergency recovery drill scripts, step-by-step scripts that walk your family through actual Bitcoin recovery scenarios. Practice these drills with your spouse and trustees so they know exactly what to do if something happens to you. No panic, no confusion, just clear instructions that work even under extreme stress. One client told me this script saved his family 80 millions when he had a heart attack and couldn't access his devices for 3 weeks. The supply chain security checklist, this tamper evident verification guide, shows you exactly how to inspect every hardware wallet before you trust it with millions. You'll spot compromised devices, verify firmware integrity, and detect shipping tampering that could cost you everything. Remember, criminals are intercepting devices during shipping and installing malware. This checklist has already caught 3 tampered devices for my clients. The trustee briefing templates, plain English documents explaining your Bitcoin setup to lawyers, accountants, and family members without revealing sensitive details. Your trustees will understand their role, your family will know what to expect, and your estate planning will actually work. No more awkward conversations about internet money that nobody understands. The Privacy Protection Playbook, how to keep your Bitcoin wealth invisible to criminals and kidnappers. This guide shows you exactly which practices leak your holdings and how to plug every privacy hole. One mistake here could put your family in danger. This playbook keeps you off the target list forever. That's over $1,000 in bonuses, yours free when you get the redundant Bitcoin custody blueprint today. Every day you wait is another day at risk. Here's what I need you to understand right now because this window won't stay open much longer. The redundant Bitcoin custody blueprint is currently priced at $499 because I'm still testing the market and refining the systems based on real feedback from high net worth families. But once I hit the 50, the price will jump to over $2,000. Why? Because at that point, I'll have proven the system works across every possible scenario. I'll have case studies from families who survived device failures, inheritance situations, and even attempted thefts. Right now, you're getting the same system that will cost nearly 4 times more in just a few weeks. And here's the bigger problem. Every single day you wait is another day your Bitcoin sits vulnerable to catastrophic loss. Think about it. If your hardware wallet breaks tomorrow, what happens? If your Bitcoin consultant gets hit by a bus next week, can your family access those funds? If there's a supply chain attack on the next batch of devices you order, are you protected? The wealthy Bitcoin holders who lost millions all had one thing in common. They kept saying, I'll fix this next month until it was too late. Can you really afford to gamble your Bitcoin for another 30 days? And here are your options, 3 paths and one choice. Keep doing what you're doing, stay dependent on that single hardware wallet, or you're one Bitcoin guy. Keep waking up at 3 a.m. wondering if today is the day that everything disappears forever. Watch your spouse roll their eyes every time you mention Bitcoin security concerns. This path leads to more sleepless nights, more anxiety, and eventually the phone call no wealthy person ever wants to get. Option two, try to piece together yourself. So you spend months researching multi-sig on Reddit forums like I did, buy random hardware wallets and hope they're not tampered with, set up some half-baked backup system that you're never quite sure will work, test nothing, document nothing, leave your family with a puzzle they'll never solve. This approach has already failed you multiple times, hasn't it? Or number three, get the redundant Bitcoin custody blueprint. Follow a proven system specifically designed for families protecting millions. In 90 days, you'll have a bulletproof redundancy that survives any single failure. Your family will have clear, tested procedures they can actually follow, and you'll sleep like a baby knowing your generational wealth is truly secure. The smart money always chooses the proven path over the risky gamble. So the choice is yours, but I hope you'll choose peace of mind today. Because here's the truth, you've worked too hard building generational wealth to lose it all because of one broken device or one missing person. Your family is counting on you to be the protector, the one who saw Bitcoin's potential early and had the wisdom to secure it properly. Click the button below to get the redundant Bitcoin custody guide for just $499. This pricing won't last once I reach the 50 clients, and more importantly, your Bitcoin won't wait for you to get serious about security. Stop gambling with millions, start sleeping soundly at night. Your legacy depends on the decisions you make right now. Click the button below, and I'll see you inside the blueprint.